Were these iconic scenes from Home Alone 1 and 2 original ideas, or were they taken or inspired by earlier works? Let me know in the comments what you think. Most of us are familiar with the Home Alone movies, at least the first two. And I've looked into this and I didn't see anything about what I think may be the answer. Now, I've loved Home Alone since seeing it in the movies in 1990, and I love the sequel as well. I probably like the sequel even more. And I've watched, like you probably, many times with our children. And our youngest, this is funny, no, side note, our youngest would actually cry at the end because she thought Harry and Marv were really getting hurt. Now, as most would agree, The Angels Were Filthy Souls was particularly funny. Now, and we've known for some time that the inspiration for that was a real gangster movie, Angels with Dirty Faces, 1938. And that's with Humphrey Bogart, Humphrey Bogart and James Cagney.
But then I know you've been busy the last 3 years.
But was using that for the other scenes an original idea, or was it something they got from somewhere else, or they were inspired by it?
First, what's on second? I don't know's on third.
You ain't saying nothing to me yet. Go ahead and tell me.
I'm telling him.
Now, for years, I just figured it was an original idea, and reading about it online provided no answers. Well, it turns out that the idea may have come from a movie from 1955. Now, I'm not saying this is certain, just that it seems obvious this scene was based on what I saw pretty recently. I'll play the clip in a moment and you can draw your own conclusions. This is not to say that if it inspired Home Alone, that it takes anything away, since all art has its influences. And I will say, I think Home Alone actually improved on the idea, even if they took it from this 1955 movie. Now, I was a little kid in the late 70s, and I loved Abbott and Costello. Still do.
Yes.
I mean the guy's name.
Who?
The guy playing first.
Who?
The guy playing first base.
Who?
The guy on first base.
Who is on first?
What are you asking me for? I don't know.
Now, for those who are a bit younger than me, not Gen X,
You can just call us Bud and Lou.
they were a comedy duo from the 1940s and 50s. So Who's on First being one of their most famous routines.
That's it. That's his name.
Well, you ain't said nothing. I ain't asked you nothing.
But my favorite is when they met Frankenstein, Dracula, the Wolfman, and the Invisible Man, well, for a few moments.
The last of Dracula, the Wolfman, and the monster, there's nobody to frighten us anymore.
Oh, that's too bad. I was hoping to get in on the excitement.
Who said that?
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm the Invisible Man.
I absolutely loved this movie as a kid. The scene where the monster is scared by Costello is hilarious, and it's still funny seeing it again almost 50 years later.
Don't be afraid.
But for some reason, knowing Glenn Strange, the actor who played the monster, that he was also the bartender in Gunsmoke, that makes it even funnier. So I was able to stream Abbott Costello Meet the Mummy recently, and Mel from the Dick Van Dyke Show is in it. Again, makes it even funnier.
You're not going to meet a new employee like that. For heaven's sakes, comb your hair.
And watching it now as an adult, it looks like it was made more for kids, but it's still a fun movie, still a very funny movie. And here is a scene that I think inspired Home Alone.
Be tough like me.
Be tough like you.
Be tough like me. Nothing scares me.
Costello actually records himself trying to be tough.
Find out.
This is a gun, and I'm gonna use it. Put your hands up, or I'll fill you full of lead. Back up! Back up! Back up!
So that's where you got the setup. There's a preview with Abbott where we see the gag.
And I'll fill you full of lead. Back up! Back up! Back up! Don't shoot. Please don't shoot.
And then we get the payoff with a punchline when the police are trying to arrest Costello.
This is a gun, and I'm gonna use it. Put your hands up, and I'll fill you full of lead. Back up! Back up!
Now, I saw that, and like you're probably thinking, wow, that's Home Alone 1 and 2. That's probably where the idea for that scene came from. I mean, after all, Abbott and Costello were immensely popular and influential. It's clearly not an original idea. Yeah. But I do believe that they vastly improved on the idea, as the scenes in Home Alone are funnier and have some iconic lines.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Well, I mean, here, 33 years later, we're still quoting it.
I believe you. But my Tommy gun don't.
So what do you think? Let me know in the comments if you agree with me. Do you think that Home Alone was influenced by the scene from Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy?
Back up! Back up! Back up! Back up! He tricked us.